Alright, so Genesis X just wrapped up one of the craziest tournaments we've ever seen. Over 1,500 entrants. It's the 10th Genesis we've ever seen. It's like the 5th Genesis of Smash Ultimate. Zomba wins the whole thing. Like, nobody really expected that. And overall, there was just a lot of like international talent at the event. Like, a lot of people that kind of outplaced their seed or like exceeded expectations with their characters. Nobody probably expected to see 3 Corns in top 8. A lot of crazy things happened. But there's specifically one crazy thing that happened that I have not seen talked about enough. And that is the fact that a Japanese hero player managed to place 13th place at this event. And keep in mind, hero is a character that needs to read the menu, right, to use the moves, and they went ahead and did this with the English menu, not even really knowing English. And yes, I'm talking about Akakikusu's run, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I believe he also goes by Aka. And so Aka is the Japanese hero player that came to the US. I believe this is his first tournament in the US, and he managed to get 13th place with Hero. Now, right off the bat, just saying like getting 13th place at Genesis with Hero, that already is impressive enough to me. That is a character that, you know, it isn't really slept on necessarily, but you know, you really don't see a lot of Hero results in the US aside from Beast Mode Paul, and it's just a character that you really don't expect a whole lot from. I recently made a video about Lucario, and I kind of feel like Hero is a similar character in the sense that even though it's not a great character necessarily, like they always have some kind of mechanic that kind of keeps them in the game no matter what.
I'm surprised you went to Pyrus so
Oh,
early.
he
Oh my
gets
gosh.
the That's it. That's it. That's the hero.
That's Hero.
That's the hero.
With Lucario, it's Aura, and with Hero, it's just kind of RNG. You got crits, you got your menu with all different kinds of goodies over there. There's all different kinds of things that Hero can do. And again, you know, just Aka, or really any Hero player making 13th place at Genesis, a tournament with over 1,500 entrants, that's already impressive enough. But again, the language barrier on top of that just makes this crazy to me. So from my understanding, and you can go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm kind of basing this off of what I've seen all around Twitter, which may or may not be a good thing. But from my understanding, Aka basically doesn't know a whole lot of English, and he kind of took the last few months to really learn that English menu for Hero, because again, like, you know, he has not played a tournament in the US from my understanding, which means that he probably mostly plays in Japan, where, like, you know, the menu is in Japanese and looks entirely different. And you know, me personally, I don't really play Hero, like it's not really my style of character, but even if I get Hero on random or something, I'm absolutely awful with this character because the time it takes me to process what's on my menu, you know, by the time I process that, I'm already dead. So it's really not the kind of character for me. So the fact that he's able to do this in another language makes it even more impressive to me. And again, this is a player that, like, you know, like shouldn't be slept on in general. I believe he's top 100 as of the recent Lumi rank. I could be wrong about that. I know he was top 100. I don't remember if it was like this year or last year. But he has a lot of impressive results, like a lot of top players that he's beaten in Japan. And again, this is like really kind of his first international tournament here. And honestly, like his run in general is just very impressive. Like the level of players that he beat, like in order to get 13th place, like it's really impressive. In round 2 pools, he was like projected to, you know, have to play against Beast Mode Paul, the Hero Ditto, right, to make top 64 winner side. But Beast Mode Paul ended up losing to an Inkling, and so then instead, you know, Aka had to play against that Inkling to make top 64, and he managed to beat him. And it was a very close set too, like he had to come back to win that. And then in top 64, Aka right out the gate had to play against Sonics. That was a quick 3-0. It was a loss for Aka. Really no surprise there. Sonics is, you know, incredible, one of the best players in the world, so you know that's not crazy to think that Sonics is going to 3-0 him. So you know, Aka went down to losers bracket, but that's okay because in losers bracket, Aka was able to beat Kiyarash 3-2, and then Aka absolutely destroyed Dabuz. And this right here is probably the most impressive to me because, you know, Dabuz is a player where even though he doesn't like really win a whole lot of majors anymore, you know, his losses are always extremely close. I feel like there's really no player that like completely destroys Dabuz. You know, I feel like a lot of his sets are, you know, 3-2, maybe 3-1, you know, he's just trying to find the right character, but you never really see Dabuz get completely destroyed. And, you know, he could have just had like a bad day, you know, that always happens, you know, but just watching that set, like he got absolutely obliterated, like it was over from the start. And then after beating Dabuz, Aka was able to 3-0 Raflow, another really solid Palutena player, before eventually losing to Riddles 3-1 and getting out at 13th place. So yeah, basically, you know, getting 13th place, only losing to Sonics and Riddles, I think that's very impressive. And not only that, Aka was seeded 33rd at this event and, you know, managed to get 13th. He outplaced his seeding by 20 spots. I think that's crazy. And I could be wrong about this, but I think out of like the highest placings, I think that Aka outplaced his seed the most. He was seeded 33rd and he managed to get 13th. I think the next closest would be like Neo, who got, I think he was seeded like 24th or something and, you know, got out at 8th place. But either way, 33rd and placing 13th, like you're outplacing your spot by 20 slots. There were honestly a lot of really impressive runs at this event, and I feel like it went by pretty fast because, you know, after Saturday, we were already down in top 8. But overall, this is the most impressive to me. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit because I feel like not a lot of people had a chance to catch this. And it's really a shame because there were so many good sets that were just off stream. Like a lot of the footage I found was like stuff that people just, you know, hand recorded basically, like they were not played on stream. That being said though, go ahead and let me know in the comments who impressed you the most at Genesis X. Again, there were a lot of impressive runs, but to me this was the most impressive. And again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. Go ahead and help me get to 10,000 subscribers. That is my big goal, and it's only possible if you help by subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I'll go ahead and play some hero gameplay here for you, and I will go ahead and catch you in the next one.
For the best, if I may say.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
yes, for the best. Good thing you spot dodged that for, mate.
That down air is so good. The equalizer pretty much, because now we're pretty at even percent. Misses the other up air, but hey, we keep it going. We got jabs. If you like jabbing a lot, Akakikusu, Colorado's got some.
Going in between the two jabs, and just like that, taking the lead. Akakikusu didn't manage to find his footing there on his last stock. Still low buff on his side. Maybe going for go for one there. Oomph was there.
Okay. I like how aggressive Akakikusu is moving right now too. Always threatening the zone. I could be doing anything. No jump right there. The discipline to stay grounded against Colorado right now.
Yeah, but he's looking through his whole money to get a buff. But every time he finds one, he's either too low, like at the bottom of it, or he doesn't have enough time to go for it. There we go, Noof now. Now that's a different story.
Genius. Took the hit so he can get the buff,
Yeah,
right?
GG's big brain move.
Right here. Kaboom, baby.
Is he going to go for the kaboom?
Oh
No!
my gosh, it lasted forever! Oh my gosh! The kaboom! Oh,